Howdy folks, and welcome back to Reading Held Hostage. My name's Blue and I love to read. Hey Justin, can you stop hitting the table?
My name's Justin and... Whoa.
Oh.
Oh God.
What was that?
Rob.
Ew, what? Justin just took a shot, cause why?
I'm celebrating.
Celebrating what?
The being done with Mockingjay finally.
Okay, you mean Hunger Games as a whole. These books are really good.
Margarita too, baby.
I bet that barely picked up.
Yeah.
These books are good. Compared to Twilight and
Compared
Warriors.
to Twilight,
these are
pile
good
of
books.
dog shit would be good.
These are good books.
They're books.
I feel strongly about that. So it's Mockingjay. It's our final episode.
Here's what I'll say about Hunger Games, though. We haven't had to say any shit about the author.
That's true, but she stays out of the limelight quite a bit. So she could be a really shitty person quietly.
Hey, if you're a racist in your head and you're not hurting anybody,
yeah,
not letting it affect your life,
still not great, but fine.
But fine.
Better than some of the shit folks are doing nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a racist out loud. Embarrassing.
It's literally so embarrassing. It's like literally so embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Okay, what happened last time?
I haven't ate in a while, and this went right to me.
You literally had Chipotle like 3 hours ago.
3 hours, yeah.
No, maybe like 5 hours, but Chipotle's a lot of food.
Not for me.
Okay, tell me what happened.
They're in the Capitol.
Yeah.
The Black Wave happened at the Gunk.
Mm-hmm.
And they went into underground, and the little crocodile boys ate up Finnick.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Finnick. What's taking off? Oh. The air purifier said somebody's stinky.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you're there, yeah. And now they're in Tigress's house.
Yeah, and they shot... Bang!
Yeah, they shot her right through the heart.
And you're too late.
Okay, that was actually probably one of your best recaps.
I think so. And I didn't edit the episode either.
No, well, we didn't really do much editing. We're trying a new style where we don't edit as much. I hope it's not noticeable.
We're trying a new style of not trying as hard.
Yeah, we tired. We have very important other tasks at work, or at home, like Stardew. A lot of Stardew.
Cats.
We've played 45 hours of Stardew in the last month. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it's not like individually, like we have to be playing together because we're doing co-op.
Yeah.
So each of us together, so that's 90 hours. That's a lot of Stardew.
It is.
Could be more. Okay, so the last thing that happened was Katniss was overhearing Gale and Peeta talk about who she'll choose, and we were like, that's just bad writing. Like,
oh, for sure.
Real people wouldn't be thinking about that right then, even teenagers.
No, yeah, after watching all your friends die.
Yeah, like
what percentage of the group is dead now? 75?
Yeah,
80?
there's 5 of them left, 9 died.
Yeah.
So, I'm not doing math, but
yeah.
That's a lot, over 50.
No, you'd be having a panic attack in the fucking corner.
Yeah. So, it's chapter 24, and Katniss, because remember, Gale was like, she'll choose whoever she doesn't think she can live without. Which is just like a really mean thing to say in general.
Yeah.
So, in chapter 24, Katniss is starting out by like, am I really that cold and calculating and selfish? And she's like, fuck you both! I've decided I can survive without either one of you! And I'm like, okay. Like,
good,
is
yeah.
that's a weird girl power moment to have, but like, go for it.
But hey, honestly, with dudes being like, you cannot survive without me.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I can survive on my own.
Well, there's a like, I don't need no man, but I do want one.
Yeah.
It's like Katniss she was like, I don't need no man. One would be nice.
Yeah.
And now she's like, fuck you. Now I really don't need no man, especially not one of you two dickheads.
That'd be so funny if like they do If she did like a flash forward and Katniss is just like with some random guy.
Just some other dude from the war, yeah. They're just vibing.
Yeah, someone from like District 6 or something.
Yep. In the morning, they watch the TV, and there's been advanced in the Rebels movement. Apparently, one of them thought of using abandoned cars to push them down a street to set off a majority of the pods, and it had been working pretty well. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty smart. But as they're watching...
Do you know what the IRA would say?
What?
Put a bomb in there too, baby.
Is that the Irish?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am so hip. While they're watching the scales, like, that won't last. The Capitol will start manually turning them on and off. And as he says that, they literally watch, like, that happen on TV.
They're like, watch this. Boop.
Yeah. And a bunch of folks are blown to bits. The Capitol civilians have now been told to follow certain evacuation routes. And Tigress offers to spy for the day. And during this time, she learns that the Peacekeepers are going door to door because the citizens in the capital are so fucking selfish. A lot of S's for me. They're literally closing their doors and barricading themselves in there so that no one can come in.
They're like, I got this.
Yeah, I'll just chill in here.
I got this.
And the people outside are like, it's because they're in Colorado in the winter.
Yeah.
They're like, we will literally freeze to death. And they're like, shouldn't have lost your house, idiot. And it's like, but there's rebels.
Try not getting bombed.
I'm a civilian without a house. I'm poor.
I'm richer than you. My house just exploded.
Literally. But basically, they're going door to door, Peacekeepers are, to make sure that each civilian has somewhere to be overnight. So they're, like, forcing people to take other folk in, which feels very America. Isn't that one of our...
Fourth Amendment, baby.
Is that the Fourth Amendment?
I think it's part of it. Or the third. I don't know.
We don't know amendments. Hi, Stinky. Stinky's on my lap during this one. He's never, like, sat like this before.
Very important.
The TV turns on, and apparently some citizen was beaten to death, and he was a man who kind of looked like PETA. And then like they show a picture, and she's like, "Yeah, he looks just as like he looked just like PETA if I were PETA, maybe, except for with like curls, golden curls." But people are going crazy.
Fuck yeah, dude! Third Amendment.
That was your second guess.
I'm pretty good still. Second guess.
She and Gale make a plan to leave as the president has announced he's going to be letting people into his mansion, and the rebels are only 4 blocks away, so they kind of have to make a move fast.
Yeah.
PETA decides to take this time to go out on his own, so I like this. He's kind of like, fuck you guys, like, I'm going to go out on my own, but as a diversion. Like, he's still trying to help the cause.
Yeah.
And Gale gives him a nightlock pill, stating he'll be okay because Beatty showed him how to blow up his arrows by hand.
Gulp.
Beatty goes, They're like,
That was a Skittle, right?
Yep.
Guys.
Tigress gives them all a makeover to make sure they don't stand out in the Capitol crowds. And another little bit of the old PETA peeks through because he's like, never underestimate the ability of a Hunger Games stylist or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, like, make Tigress's whole life, probably, because she's an ugly piece of crap now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You were saying the all black tactical gear wasn't blending in? Probably
not. I don't know if that's their outfits in the program. I know Katniss's is.
Yeah.
She's in her Mockingjay outfit. She's like in her. It's still like effective
her war
armor.
Propaganda outfit.
Yeah. So like Cinna made her like 2 or 3, and like one was like real war. The other one was she's in the propaganda one.
Yeah.
That's the one she got shot in, so it's still just as effective.
Yeah.
Well, they probably had to replace whatever the stuff was, but okay, where am I? Before they slip in the crowd, she begs PETA not to do anything rash, and then gives him a hug, and they split into 3 different groups and head out. She's walking, Pollux and Cressida are in front of her, and they're kind of like leading the way. Mm-hmm. You don't remember who Pollux is?
Pollux is,
the A-box.
I was gonna say the game maker.
Plushart?
Yeah, right-hand man.
Fulvia or something like that. So no.
Damn, that shit hitting me. I haven't drank in a while.
Don't cry then when I tell you these next couple of bits.
I haven't
No spoilies.
drank in a while, but like, this shit hit me.
There's one part, and when I read Finnick's death...
Thanks for addressing what I said, Blue.
I'm listening and I'm ignoring.
Thanks for really caring about how I feel
Did you just hit... Oh, my ranch cup top.
No.
Y'all, we went to Outback Steakhouse the other day. Disgusting. Super good.
Hey, yeah. Don't go. Really good.
Really super good.
Hey, really? Don't go.
Ranch.
Really don't go.
The ranch was bussin', TBH. Like,
in-house ranch? They make in-house ranch.
I usually don't trust that stuff. I'm like, give me the poison from Heinz.
Yeah.
Or Hidden Valley. This shit was good. Okay. As Katniss is walking, she catches the eye of a little girl who must be 5 or 6 in a yellow coat. And she, like, starts to turn to Gale to mention that they should move away from this little girl when gunfire hits and they drop. Automatic, they're like, fuck that, down. But several people are downed immediately, and there's a street full of bodies. The little girl in yellow is next to a motionless woman, but another quick bit of gunfire takes her down, too. And that's not the crying part, by the way. So stop.
Not crying. I'm not
Literally
crying.
stop crying.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
They can tell it's the rebels trying to take out peacekeepers, and she wants to shoot them back, but they can't because it'll immediately give them away since they only have their bows. Which, like, yeah, duh. So they start hugging the walls of shops and moving towards the president's mansion, grabbing some guns from dead peacekeepers, and they start mowing down the peacekeepers. And Katniss is like, what are we supposed to, like, that's not going to give us away. He's like, we're just desperate capital citizens now trying to get our way over to the mansion. I'm like, okay. A pod is activated ahead of them, which parboils everybody with steam. And things erupt into even more chaos. Everyone is a target. More pods go off. And they just keep going. But at one point, the street they're on starts to open up. 2 sides are folding down, and people are starting to fall down into what's beneath it.
What's beneath it, Blue?
They don't say.
Under.
the below. She manages to catch a handhold and pull herself up. And Gale does too, but he gets rescued by peacekeepers. And he's begging her to kill him. But she refuses. He's like, I don't want to be tortured. And she's like, hey, no. But
wait, who did?
Gale gets caught.
Oh.
And Katniss refuses to kill him. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But I can get both their perspectives on this. She starts to run, thinking that Gale is prisoner. Cressa, Pollux, and Peeta could all be dead, and she has to go. She has to finish this. She is at the city circle, running towards the mansion. People are bringing in children, and the children are being pulled into the mansion, like grounds, I suppose. Not there for their own protection, but as a child human shield. What?
Snow's like, give me those kids.
Give me those. The rebel army starts surrounding them, and everything kind of happens at once. Hovercrafts with capital markings are...
So they're definitely from the capital.
Super from the capital. Are over the child shields.
It's just one big kid.
Parachutes with silver parachutes that are silver start coming down on them, and the children think that this is like the games. The silver parachutes must have something they need, like food or something like that, and they start to grab them. The hovercraft turns to leave just as the bombs explode.
Gotta go.
Yikes. The snow turns red, and undersized body parts start going everywhere. A lot of children die quickly, but some are in agony as they are on fire. Peacekeepers try to get to them, but more white shows up. More
fucking white guys show up.
More white outfits.
Ruining the party.
It's not peacekeepers, it's rebel medics. And as she's rushing towards them, she can see her a blonde braid, the ducktail formed by her untucked shirt, and Katniss goes limp.
Tucking your tail, little duck.
That's what she thinks. And she has the same reaction. She doesn't really remember her first reaction to volunteer, but she feels like this is the same. Mm-hmm. Where she's rushing towards Prim, just fucking screaming. Just like,
protect.
Completely fucking feral. And she's almost there. And she sees in Prim's eyes that they make eye contact, and just as her lips start to say Katniss's name, the second round of bombs go off.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Super cool.
Do you know what I love? A good war crime bomb.
Me too. Nothing better.
Just a bomb designed for war crime.
Nothing better, honestly. You ready?
I love war crimes. And just, like, completely inhumane...
treatment of anything.
Of anything, really. Kill them all.
Chapter 25. All she can feel is fire. And she thinks she's like...
Is it the fire?
It's the fire. But she's like, I'm a fire mutt. Like, the Capitol has now created me as a fire mutt. And she starts to, like, go in and out of consciousness and in and out of reality. And she can see the people that she has loved flying as birds above her. And the ones she hated below her in the water as horrible scaled things tearing flesh and bringing her down.
Do you think it's a little... crocodile things that she has traumatic...
She doesn't say.
Okay.
No, probably a different, really terrifying thing.
Yeah.
This is a kid's book after all.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago?
Again, this is a kid's book, Justin. Okay. A small white bird tries to keep her afloat, screaming, "No, Katniss, you can't go." But the ones she hates are winning, so she begs Prim to leave. And as she does, she falls into the water, just wishing to die. And she's trapped for days, dead but not allowed to die, with her only visitor being Morphling. And as she starts to come out of it, she realizes she's a badly burned girl with no wings and no sister.
Damn.
Poetry, am I right?
Damn. That's like, that hit me deep, dude.
Where was I? She's on such a drug space that as people come to visit her, she not only sees alive folk, but, like, the dead people, too, from her past. She can't speak, and the doctors have no fucking idea why, and everyone's, like, worrying. They give her, like, new sheets of skin. Her lungs are getting worked on, but she's pretty fucking fucked burn-wise, and only her eyes and face were saved. So I feel like this is not portrayed well in the movie at all.
No, not
She
at all.
is burned to shit, like...
neck down, fucked.
Pretty much. Like, I mean, even, like, her eyebrows, like, barely, like, just some of her face is saved. Like, she's even got permanent bald spots on her head.
Yeah.
Very...
Put a wig on. You're fine.
Literally. Or just shave your head. Like, be bald, queen. They decide that the not being able to talk is just a mental block due to trauma. And I'm like, oh, Rip, what trauma?
What trauma? Getting blown up and watching your sister get blown up?
Watching her sister get burned alive?
Oh.
Incinerated? Just that, you think?
While she's getting incinerated as well.
She's
but
getting
not
incinerated.
To death.
Hundreds of children are getting incinerated. And her sister.
And there's like a little kid arm next to her.
Yeah.
Hey, trigger warning.
Hey, it's a kid's book. Why would you need a trigger warning?
Yeah.
She learns from the doctor. Her head doctor is Dr. Aurelius. I actually don't quite know how to say that. Paste and search. How do you think? Oh, I can't type because Stinky's in my arms.
You can't Google nothing.
I guess we'll just not know. The Capitol fell the day the parachutes went off. Coin's now leading. There are very few Capitol resistances. President Snow is being held prisoner. Cressida and Pollux are covering the war like they're doing filming and stuff. Mm-hmm. Gale, who took 2 bullets trying to escape the Peacekeepers, is now cleaning up Peacekeepers in 2. And Peeta is also in the burn unit. He must have gotten close to the...
Fire.
Yeah. And her mom is burying her grief in work. She has nothing left but the promise to kill Snow. But that's enough. Like, she's like, I'll live to kill Snow.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll do that, actually.
If I got to. After she's healed, she's allowed to share a room with her mother in the president's mansion. But her mom is pretty busy burying her grief in work. So Haymitch takes over her daily care. And pretty much it's giving her pills and finding her when she decides to go out hiding in her hidey spots. She has yet another bracelet labeling her as mentally disoriented.
Hell yeah, baby. I need to get one of those.
She and Dr. Aurelius talk. She decides she really likes him because he doesn't tell her that she is safe or is going to be happy one day. Mostly when she doesn't want to talk, he just falls asleep. Which, like, okay.
It's like, cool, I'm getting paid either way, really.
Yeah, pretty much. President Snow has been...
Oh.
Zelda.
Got a visitor.
Zelda, we're recording. She's trapped.
Oh, no.
She made a mistake.
Oh, no, she's stuck.
Oh, Zelda, whatever will you do besides interrupt recording? President Snow has been tried and found guilty, and all she does is want...
What?
Oh, you think... Guilty? On what charges?
What did he even do? He was just in his mansion.
He was just fucking vibing.
Oh my god, he was playing COD the whole time. He didn't even know.
Guys, I only killed a bunch of kids because of peer pressure, okay?
Yeah.
I was peer pressured into it.
Guys.
It's not even fair. Okay. So she's, doing her daily trying to find a new hiding spot. And then one day she smells them. It's the roses. They're very overpowering. Not as overpowering as those lovely little mutts that killed Finnick, but still pretty bad. And
when do you think he had that idea?
That's a good point. I have no idea.
Because, he planted the roses, at the Victor's Village? That was the first time? Mm-hmm. And then just kept planting them? When do you think the mutts were made?
I don't know. Because they could fast grow them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, freaky. My guess is, if I had to gander, it would be at the same time PETA was getting tortured because it felt like he had some sort of connection to them.
Yeah.
So he might have been in
after
the same...
second games.
Yeah.
Whenever,
yeah. Yeah. She is trying to get into this garden, but 2 guards refuse to let her in. But Paler from District 8, I'm sure you don't remember.
No idea.
From the hospital. Oh, he's gone, finally. Oh, I can move again. I can drink water. Stinky has left me. So she goes in, and behind the door, President Snow. And they have this whole long talk. He talks the most of the time, and she doesn't really talk that often. She still hasn't talked at all.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was hoping you would come find me. I'm very sorry to hear about the death of your sister. It was a wasteful and unnecessary death. Everyone could see that the game was already over, and I was about to order an official surrender when they dropped the bomb. And she's like, because again, the amount of concussions this poor kid has had, she's like,
yeah, how many times has she been blown up?
Think about 6 at this point.
Yeah.
So she's like, they?
Who's they?
And Snow's like, you don't think I would have done that, right? Don't you think, 1, if I had a working hovercraft, I would have escaped? 2, while I'm not above killing children, I've never killed capital children.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god, great move on Coin's part. First off, he's like, after those bombs fell, everyone who was still loyal to the Capitol, gone. Like, there's no chance.
Yeah.
And she kind of leaves her physical body while he's still fucking gabbing.
Astro project.
And she remembers back in District 13, Gale and Beatty talking about the bombs, where the first bomb killed the victims, and then the second bomb killed the rescuers. And those are Gale's words.
Yeah. Good big slurp right there.
You should have riffed. Why didn't you riff?
Can't always be riffing, baby.
Snow says, now we've both been played for fools, and she refuses to believe this. And this is the first thing she's said in forever. And she's like, I don't believe you. And he says, my dear Miss Everdeen, I thought we agreed to never lie to each other, or some shit like that.
Yeah. It's like those people that's like, I don't care enough about you to lie to you.
Literally, like, why would I give my brain energy to think up a lie?
Yeah.
So, chapter 26, after she comes out of that room, Paler's like, did you find what you were looking for? Which makes me think, like...
She knew.
Yeah, like, what did Paler want out of... I don't think Paler wanted anything specific out of this, besides maybe Katniss being more in the loop than she had been in the past.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's kind of... I feel like it would be like, hey, you deserve to know why your sister died.
Yeah, I think most folks higher up in the, like, rebel militia could have figured this out, but Katniss, she's just too far gone. Like,
she's been blown up 6 times. You know?
It's hard for her to put 2 and 2 together, even when they're, like, standing right in front of her face with an equal sign in front of them.
Yeah, you know, the brain damage. The brain damage that really, like...
No, I'm not comprehending. She has brain damage?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of brain... Besides the actual, like, physical brain damage, like her brain swelling.
Yeah.
Think about the, like, traumatic mental brain damage she also has.
Yeah.
Poor kid. She's only 17, almost 18 by this.
Oh my god.
Ugh. Okay, so she...
That's the weird thing with the young adult novels. It's like...
They're babies.
Why are they so small?
I mean, I know they're not babies. Like, in America, they're adults by the time they're 18, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, we should be staying with our parents as long as we can.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm 23, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 24. You're 25.
How old are you?
I just said 23.
Okay.
We're all turning evens this year, so I'm already trying to push all of our ages. But I still feel like 23 is probably... If this book were written for, like, and she was 23, I think most of this would make more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because her frontal lobe would be closer to fully developed. Like, if Gale was like, kiss me, she'd be like, are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah. What is it's the thing where it's like, when you're 14, you would go on an adventure. When you're 20, you'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck do you mean? Like, no one...
You have to save the world. Fuck you!
Absolutely not.
Fuck you, no!
Why is that my response? Can't there be, like, a team effort? Like, come on. So, yeah, I'm glad Paler kind of, like, stepped in out of nowhere and was like, hey, let her in that room.
Hey, girl, hey.
Okay, so she heads back to her room and she twists her bracelet around her wrist for the pain, like, the same way PETA did, hoping that it would keep her in the reality she's in.
Yeah.
And she spends a while, and I'm assuming a long while, considering how disoriented she is, going through everything in her head. Being like, everything was already in Coin's grasp except for her. And Prim shouldn't have even been out there anyways. She wasn't old enough to be a soldier. So somebody high up would have had to specially allow her to go to this trip. Which is like...
Who signed off on her field trip?
Well, and bad planning on Coin's part. Like, everyone's gonna be like, why the fuck did you send Prim?
Yeah.
That was kind of fucking weird. Like, why'd you send Katniss's little sister?
Yeah.
Kind of fucking weird. Kind of sus, honestly.
Among Us.
She runs to Haymitch to help work through this. As literally everyone she trusts is dead, except for PETA and him. PETA's too out of it to help. He's passed out, so he's back in his drunken rampage.
Oh yeah, baby.
As you would be, again, from the trauma.
Yeah,
You know, the trauma. So she wakes him up with water like the old times, and she talks to him. Again, this is the first time she's talked since the bomb, and she's like, hey, I need help. And this crushes my soul. She's coming, she's like, hey, I need help. This is the first time she's spoken. And he's just waking up he's still drunk, and he goes, what, more boy trouble? And that crushes her.
I bet.
And he can clearly see that, like, he's hurt her a lot with that.
He's like, whoa.
Yeah, and as she's running out, he's like, no, I'm sorry. I take it back. Too little, too late.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like, he's literally the only person. And it's not his, like, he's just a drunk old guy. Like,
yeah.
He's not some magical rebel leader anymore.
Or, like, a mentor.
Yeah. He just is a drunk old guy now.
Yeah.
She runs through the mansion to find somewhere to chill for a bit until she has to go back. And she's in a bath. And when she comes out of the bath, it's Octavia, Venia, and Flavius are there. And they're, like, almost brought to tears by the state of her body.
Cool names, dog.
What? Those have been their names the whole time.
Names.
I like Venia.
More like weenie.
Okay.
Like penis.
Oh my god, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now. That was really funny.
I know.
And I lost my place. Yeah, they're like in complete shock, almost in tears at the state of her body because she's just got all this new pink skin. It's still Scar, but it's like new. Yeah. And they put her to Beauty Base 0 again. And another surprise shows up. And it's the cat screeching on the scritch post behind me.
Mm-hmm. That's a surprise.
Who was that?
Zelda.
Another surprise shows up for her. Somebody with
a birthday cake.
Good wig, leather high heels, and a vacant look in her eye. It's Effie Trinket.
Effie.
She didn't die. And she's very quickly into, like, schedule mode. Like, Katniss, you need to be here, here, and here, and here. And Venia whispers to her that Pritchard and Haymitch tried super hard to keep her alive. And Katniss kind of, like, laughs, like, Effie with rebel secrets? Like, that has to be a joke.
Yeah.
But she was imprisoned after the Quarter Quell. And Katniss's prep team is the only prep team still alive. All the stylists and prep team and, like, I don't even know what to call Effie, but that counterpart for everyone for the Quarter Quell, they're all dead.
PA almost. Yeah.
They were all killed, but they don't say who killed them or who imprisoned Effie. I don't know, I thought that was interesting. Like, they're not they say Pritchard and Haymitch worked really hard to keep her alive. Was that because she was with Coin?
Yeah.
Or were they using their network of spies to keep her alive in the Capitol? Mm-hmm. I have a really hard time believing if she was in the Capitol, she would have stayed alive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But why would Coin
want to kill her?
Yeah.
Because
she's a psycho? Yeah. Okay.
Well, she's a psycho, and Effie has, like, Capitol loyalties. She's a Capitol gal through and through, you know? Mm-hmm. Even though she felt bad when Katniss was going to go die. You know, didn't matter until the baby. Oh my god. So we all know that Peeta's just absolutely sick-ass bomb of, if it weren't for the baby.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. I saw some weird, I can't tell if it was pro-choice or anti-choice perspective on it, but they were like, you know, the Capitol didn't care until Katniss had an unborn baby in her stomach. I was like, they did care.
Yeah.
They did. I wanted to, like, stitch it or something and be like, no, they really did care. They didn't have any other, so Peeta saying that is like, here's a reason.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason, guys. I just thought it was funny. They were like, isn't this some weird, like, life started at conception? I was like, it's the Hunger Games. Like, chill. Okay.
Also, it's a shame when a child is lost when the parent decides to, like, go through. You know?
When they decide to keep the pregnancy. Yeah.
That's a shame. That's a fucking shame.
Yes, and the fetus is lost at any point. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, so it seemed like they wanted to keep the baby, and it was just the funniest fucking perspective. I was like, what weird ass. Katniss is all gussied up as much as she can be in her Mockingjay suit and all of her burns. Like, she has, like, it covers everything except for some of her neck burns and some bald spots, but they've made her hair pretty. When Gale steps in, and he's got a sheath of her regular
skin.
No. A sheath with one ordinary arrow and her ordinary bow to shoot snow. And he just doesn't talk, so she just, like, kind of comes out with it, and she's like, was it your bomb? And he's like, Beanie and I have no idea. And he's like, I just don't think it'll matter, because no matter what, you'll always be thinking about that. I'm like,
Is it because you designed the bomb?
Is it because you designed the bomb?
Yeah.
So she's silent, he leaves, and he was like, and as he's leaving, he's like, that's the one thing I had going for me was taking care of your family. I'm like, damn, bro, just, like, step on the wound and smush it around a little bit, like mortar and pestle it.
Hey,
like,
do you know your sister's dead?
Like, what the fuck?
Hey, let me cut you in lemon juice and salt. Do you know your sister's dead as fuck?
And I couldn't do anything about it, and I might have designed the bomb. Okay.
Do you know I designed the knife that killed your sister?
Thoughts?
Pretty cool.
Then it's time, and Katniss is escorted to a table with the remaining victors, Peeta, Joanna, Beetee, Haymitch, Annie, and Anabaria. Do you remember anything about Anabaria?
A little bit. I remember her name.
Yeah, because it's a cool fucking name.
Yeah, it's a cool fucking name.
She's from District 2, and she was in the Quarter Quell and captured by the Capitol, and obviously she's still alive.
Yeah. So they have her dead body out there.
Hey. Pretty much all of the remaining victors died, with half of them being targeted by the Capitol for being rebels, and the other half by the rebels for being Capitol. So, no way to win that. And Coin's like, we're going to decide how to do things. Some people want all Capitus...
All the Capitus.
Some people want all capital citizens dead. Others want, like, a different solution. So they're like... So Coin's like, so we've decided to come up with this solution, but we have to vote, like, for it. She's like, we want to have a symbolic Hunger Games using children directly related to those most in power. There's a meowing situation. There's a big uproar. Peeta votes no. Joanna votes yes, especially since the president has a granddaughter. Anabaria says yes, which I thought is interesting because she's from District 2. I can't tell if that's just the bloodlust or the fact that she truly believes that the capital children should be Hunger Games. Annie says no. Beatty says no. Katniss votes yes for Prim, and Haymitch just kind of stares at her. And Katniss is like, she says, like, in her brain, she's like, I hope that Haymitch knows me as well as I think he does.
Yeah.
So I think at this point she's, like, trying to hint to Haymitch through their mind powers that she's going to make a rash decision and he should just be with her on it.
Wait. I got a plan.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. And he votes with them. So they are going to have this symbolic Hunger Games. And it is time to kill Snow. So she asks President Coin to put a rose right over his heart. And they go. They're in the city circle with Snow being marched out. She's like, oh, no wonder they only gave me one arrow. He's only like 10 yards away. He's super close. And she positions the arrow.
How embarrassing. It was like, bloop, dink, missed. Dink. Let me go grab that real quick.
And she remembers, just as she's about to shoot, that they did promise not to lie to each other. And so she shoots her arrow up, releasing the string, killing President Coin. They really gave no indication that was going to happen until this point.
Also, skill issue, Coin. Dodge.
Literally.
Left or right, baby. Pick a direction
Duck,
and
girl,
go.
even just drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skill issue to be killed with a bow and arrow.
Chapter 21. A lot happens at once.
Wait. If you're listening to this and you got killed by a bow and arrow, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Second point, counterpoint, if you're listening to this and you're dead, how?
What?
Please don't be a ghost in our house. And if you are, go to the ghost room because I'm too scared of ghosts.
We have a designated spot for you. Go there.
Well, like, if you're going to be here, live in the ghost room. Like, I don't use there. Like, come on, it's not that hard. Okay. A lot happens at once, but she knows, like, ultimately what's next is she's fucked up. So she reaches down to, like, it's like a weird, like this. Yeah.
She's like, biting her shoulder.
Yeah. So she goes to, like, rip the shit out of her fabric and pull the pill out. But instead of fabric, her teeth hit flesh, and she's like, what the fuck? And Pete is there, and he's like, I won't let you die. She's grabbed by peacekeepers, and she goes fucking feral. Like, like foaming at the mouth, fighting back, like, just destroying herself to get out. But obviously she's not. And she's brought back to the mansion and then transferred and put into her old room at the training center. Which, like, triggering who?
Yeah.
And her body has been destroyed by her fight with they're not peacekeepers, but peacekeepers. Guards, I suppose.
The new occupying army, I mean police.
Yeah, I mean police. I mean, police. Fuck. Her new body is destroyed. Her skin, her new baby skin has been completely shredded from her fight with the guards. And she's, like, bleeding extensively. Yeah. So she curls up, expecting to bleed to death. But she's, like, pissed that she doesn't. Trigger warning, the next part heavily discusses suicide. Cool.
What's the number, boo?
988. What'd you call me?
Boo. You're my boo now.
I've been your boo for 10 years and you've never once called me boo. Again, serious face. Discussion of suicide. She doesn't bleed to death, so she eventually decides to just shower. When she comes out, she finds, like, food and medication and new clothes. She just kind of decides how to commit suicide. And after she, like, throws the pill, she's like, I don't need these damn pills. And eventually, after going through an extensive amount of things she could do, she decides to just wither away. And then one day, got the burps. riff for a minute.
Skibbity bop 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 bop. I riffed.
It's not quite what I meant.
Oh.
Then one day she just begins to sing, like, a lot of singing. And snow starts to fall, and she wonders what the damn holdup is and why they're not just fucking killing her. She's thinner than she's ever been, which is interesting considering she did almost starve to death.
Skinny girl legend.
And occasionally her body takes over and she's, like, forced to eat, but she's winning the battle. And then one day Haymitch is there. Her trial is over and she's going home. Things start happening. She is cleaned and taken to a hovercraft where Pluchart is there. Pluchart is in just such a good mood. He starts to give her the this is so fucking funny to me. He starts giving her the lowdown. Snow died tethered to the post. Paler was voted in as president. Pluchart was voted in as Secretary of Communications. And her trial was the first live broadcasted thing. And apparently Dr. Aurelius is going to continue being her doctor over the phone, as he would never live in 12. Truth be told, nobody knew what to do with her. And Pluchart's like, oh, we're in the sweet spot after the war. Like, humans are just, like, dumbass bitches. Like, who knows? Maybe this time it'll stick and we won't fight again, but who knows? And then he's like, will you be in the new singing program I'm launching next month?
The TV show idea. Sing?
Literally. She's like coming out of the room for the first time. He's like, hey girl, hey! Here's literally all this info.
You want to be on the new American Idol?
You want to be on The Voice? They drop Pluchart off.
Masked Singer? Who?
It's the She's dressed as the Mockingjay. Okay. They drop her off. Haymitch. No, they drop Pluchart off. And it's just her and Haymitch. And she realizes that Haymitch is coming back with her because her mom isn't. And he's going to be the one to watch over her. He pulls out an envelope. What?
So she doesn't kill herself?
Probably. Well, it's already been long enough, but I guess she hasn't had access to things.
Yeah.
He pulls out an envelope for her. Her mom's going to be in 4 because she just, she can't come back, and I can totally get that.
Yeah.
Like, her youngest is dead. Her husband died there. She watched, what was it, like 7,000 people burn to death. Like,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it still kind of probably feels shitty with Katniss being abandoned again.
Yeah.
But I get it. Okay, where am I? When they reach 12, the Victor Village is where they stay. Some of the houses have lights. And she goes in her house, and someone has built a fire in her kitchen. And she sleeps and wakes.
In a fireplace, or?
Yeah, in a fireplace. Oh, Bruno brought the toy. He brought the toy.
Very important.
This is now no longer reading Held Hostages. What are our cats doing right now? Wave's getting pets from the papa.
Yes. Bruno
brought the toy.
Stinky's over there with a different toy.
Oh, what did he bring? Did he bring the fish?
I don't know.
Okay, she wakes to Greasy Say and her little granddaughter, and she comes, like Greasy Say comes twice a day, and she thinks again.
Greasy Say comes twice a day.
She thinks again about how she might take her own life, but she can't yet. The phone keeps ringing, and she never answers, and Haymitch never visits, and eventually when it's spring, Greasy Say's like, can you go hunting? Down the hall, there's a box with her father's jacket, the plant book, like all kinds of shit. The shit that she's been lugging around this whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And she has this, like, horrible nightmare. Wait.
Yeah?
My notes got all messed up.
Do I need a riff again?
Yeah, riff for a minute.
Skibbity-bop-bop-biddy-bop-bop-boo. Scooby-Doo, boo-boo-biddy-doo-doo-doo-doo, bow, bow.
Keep riffing. Keep going. You don't have to go up.
Oh, I thought you said higher.
Stop. I don't know where I am.
Do we need to take a minute,
No,
or
riff.
is this all staying in the podcast? Okay.
Just riff.
Hey guys at home.
Okay, shut up.
Okay.
I found it.
Blue found it. Shut the fuck up, everybody.
Ish. I think I'm just gonna go here when it's time. I don't know how that part got up there. But it is what it is.
Okay.
Greasy Say is there, and she asks where Gale is. Apparently he's in District 2 with some fancy job, and he's on the TV every now and then. But Katniss finally decides to go hunting. And she walks through town, and she sees people with carts and masks cleaning up the remains. And they're gathered in front of the mayor's house, and she recognizes Thom. Favorite name.
Thom.
That's my second favorite name. I really like Anabaria. And she asks if they found anyone in the mayor's house. He says, yep, the whole family and the people who worked for him, which makes her, like, her friend Madge is really, truly dead.
They're just chilling, actually. They were all good.
They were just fucking making a fire and stuff. And her old safe space, the meadow, has now been turned into a mass grave.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Super cool. And she does a quick day out. This is the part that brings me to tears, so I'm going to try not to. I'm actually going to take a drink first.
That was all Blue saying.
Try not to cry.
That was all.
Okay.
All right.
So when she returns, she hears a hiss. She can't believe it. How the fuck could he have gotten here?
It's a fucking cat.
It's Buttercup. He's come all the way from District 13. He's got claw marks from wild animals and his back paws off the ground, and he's very skinny. So he clearly walked all the way there. I'm already tearing up.
That was not the house.
Literally. And he's like, and he clearly came looking for Prim. Mm-hmm. And Katniss loses it.
Yeah.
This is like the first time that she's felt these, and she's like yelling at Buttercup. She's like, Prim's not here, she's dead! Throwing shit at the cat.
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional. And he just like meows at like Prim's name, like that's the name.
That's why I'm here.
Where is Prim? And she just like throw things until tears just stream down her face, and she just starts repeating like, she's dead, she's dead. And Buttercup too begins to wail. Probably just some like understanding of the emotions. Cats are pretty intuitive that way. And he won't leave. He just circles out of her reach. So she keeps trying to reach him, but he won't let him.
No touching.
She cries, and
You're not the mama.
She knows he must understand, because when she wakes up, he's still there guarding her from the night. Makes me so sad.
He's just like, why the fuck you fell asleep outside, idiot?
He's like, are you fucking dumb? She cleans his cuts, and they end up crying again together, and she finally has the strength to open the letter and call her mom. And she kind of comes to life very slowly, but one day she has a really horrible nightmare. And she just hears, like, scraping and digging, like they're digging the graves and stuff like that. And when she wakes, she can still hear the scraping of the shovel. So she's like, what the fuck? And as she heads out, she can see Peeta with a wheelbarrow and bushes. And he's like, yeah, Dr. Aurelius wouldn't let me come back until yesterday. And he also told me that you have to pick up his calls sometimes. And then he's like, oh, yeah, like, I picked up some bushes to plant in memory of her. And the first word she can place with the roses, or with the bushes, is that they're roses, and she's about to go apeshit on them. Like, really roses? But then she remembers the full word is primrose. And that's what Prim was named after. And she rushes into the house quickly and tears, like, shit up. Like, the old roses that Snow left her are still there, so she just fucks shit up.
Yeah.
And where was I? So she gets an idea about the book. So they begin by, you know, if they have a picture, this is their healing process, which I think is really neat, is with the book, they either, if they have a picture or a painting or drawing by Peeta, and then Katniss writes all the details that it would be a crime to forget in this book. So her, Peeta, and eventually Haymitch joins in and contributes 23 years of the tributes he was forced to mentor. And eventually the editions become smaller and smaller, and some happy things also are in the pages, like a picture of Finnick and Annie's newborn son. And things start to go a little bit back to normal. Peeta baking, Katniss hunting, and Haymitch drinking until the liquor runs out. Then raising geese. Then drinking again until more liquor, until there's not any more liquor. Peeta and her grow close, and he still has flashbacks. She still wakes creamy. Stop. But they're there to comfort each other with hugs and eventually kisses. And then one day when Peeta asks, real or not real, you love me, she ends up telling him real. Then we got a super quick epilogue.
What are you, straight or something? Get out of here.
Epilogue. They have 2 children.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
God damn.
It's epilogue. Not a prologue.
Still.
The girl with dark hair and blue eyes, and the boy with blonde curls and gray eyes, because that's how genetics work.
Mm-hmm. You get one of each.
Are playing in the meadow. Apparently it took Peeta 15 years to convince her, but eventually she wanted them as well. And she was filled with terror when she carried the girl, but when she carried the boy, there was a little bit less. The questions are starting to begin. The arenas have been destroyed, memorials built, but they still teach about the games at school. And the girl knows that they played a role in them. And she sings a song to the boy. Peeta knows it'll be okay, and that what they'll tell them is that they survived. And that's the end.
Fucking finally.
Shut up. That ends really good.
It was a pretty good ending.
It was. And the buttercup thing just gets me sad. I don't know. I love cats. I think they're the best. So we got a couple things before we end. Justin, how many words do you think I wrote on my combined notes for all of this?
30,000.
Too high.
They're too high? Okay. 3,000.
Dude, I wrote 17,000.
Okay.
Words. Okay, and then you had something you wanted us to do.
I did, but it's fucking dumb. Like, I wanted to do the reviews again.
Amazon reviews?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is nothing under 2 stars for this book.
Because the book is just
I think it's a scam.
All right, well then let's write our... We were going to use Goodreads, but we decided not to, and now we're going to use Storygraph.
Thanks, Louie.
So you want to write the thing together? Bruno, stop playing with the toy. It's the Mockingjay review together.
Yeah.
Okay. If I could mayhaps write a review or know how.
So, for the people at home,
This is our first time.
we've never been on this website before. Never once have we ever... Blue made it and then was like, oh, that's enough. That's enough. We made our account.
I read this book. Oh, add review. Got it. All right. Are you ready? So, this book would be for someone who's in the mood for something adventurous, challenging, dark, emotional, funny, hopeful, informative, inspiring, lighthearted, mysterious, reflective, relaxing, sad, tense, emotional, dark, challenging. Would you add anything else?
Fucking funny as shit. The goofs and gaffs.
How would you rate the pace of this book? Well, considering I synopsed it for you. What would you rate it? Slow, fast, medium?
Medium, I would say.
I would say medium to fast.
Yeah, I feel like there's a good amount of just sitting around talking.
So the book mainly plot or character driven? Character? Is there strong character development? No.
Nah, that bitch. That bitch stayed the same the whole time.
She literally, like...
She got brain damage and was like, I'm good.
She starts mentally disoriented, ends mentally disoriented. Did you find the characters lovable? Not really.
No.
An option is it's complicated. I think it's complicated. Would you say the cast of characters is diverse? No.
No, just a couple white guys, really.
No. Katniss has olive skin, Justin.
Oh. And one of them is a cheetah. The tigress.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? Are there flaws of the main character? Are the flaws of the main characters a main focus of the book? Yes.
Yeah.
Star rating 0 to 5.
I'd give this a 3.5.
Okay, I was gonna give it a 4.25, so halfway. It's 3.75.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's 3.8, but or something like that. So let's give it a 3. Can we give it a 3.75?
Wait.
That's what you said.
3 to 4 is what I said, right?
No, you said 3.7 or something.
I said 3.5. 3.5.
Okay.
And then you said 4 to 5.
So let's give it a 4 even.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else we would like to add? So what do we want to write?
While this book is a book.
While this book is... No, you didn't... This book really ends pretty sad. Sadly. Katniss has some development.
And at least that motherfucker dies.
Katniss has some development that is... I'm gonna say redirected.
Re-erected?
Shortly towards the end of the book.
Oh, yeah. Her character growth was all in the last, 3 pages.
Yeah, towards the end of the book. It is ultimately a good read and a good ending to the series. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I think you should read the first book and then read the epilogue and you're done.
No! Okay, would we want to add any content warnings? Yes. Suicide. Side.
Murder. Little alligator boys.
I don't really know,
Where can you put that? Where's the little alligator boy button?
Do they talk about sex trafficking? That's not an option. Human trafficking. No, also not an option. Oh, okay. I was like, kind of seems like that should be an option. I guess war. Okay.
War.
What is it good for? Okay, so I wrote this book ends... I'm not going to write that. Katniss... we'll make it short and sweet. Katniss has some development that is redirected shortly towards the end of the book, but it is ultimately a good read and a good ending to the series. What do you think?
Hell yeah.
All
now
good?
Let's end our series on this series.
Good job. We finished Mockingjay. We actually still don't have... nobody voted on our TikTok because I fucked it up and had to repost it 3 times.
Oh, yeah?
So TikTok algorithm didn't like that.
Yeah.
So, they'll just have to see what wins when we post next week.
Yeah.
Once I read the book and take all my notes on it.
What's the next episode? It's running out of time, right?
We should do that.
We're doing a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Give us some time to actually read a book.
Us?
Yeah, I read books all the time.
Yeah? What's the last book you read? Can't count that one in high school.
The Green Eggs and Ham?
Thank you folks so much. This has been good. I really love the Hunger Games. And I was excited to read them like this. So my name's Blue and I love to read.
And my name's Justin. I don't like to read.
What? I'm shocked.
I hate it, actually.